Cookie, the socially awkward programmer here today with a Ruby programming tutorial or something. I'm going to show you how to make this. Animated typewriter text is probably what I'm going to call it. Animated text typewriter. I found it quite cool, and I was looking for, like, oh, someone's typing in a game, so I'm like, hey, I'll make this, and someone might like it. So let's get started. You will need, of course, Ruby, and you will open your preferred thing of whatever you're going to edit the text in. So my preferred is Sublime Text, so I'll use this. So we are just going to start off with defining anim. Doesn't have an end there. And we're going to just keep it at this right now. So anim is just going to be animated text. You can call that whatever you want. But for this, you'll want we'll want to pass this string into it. We'll get back to this. We will put your text. So you want anim, and your text is going to go in here that you want to be outputted to the console. So I will put text in here and I'll be right back. And okay, I put some text here. I assume you might know what these layers are from. If not, I don't blame you. But anyway, right here we have our anim, define anim. We have string. So we put our text in here. I'm aware, so what I do best will be the string here. So what we're going to do is we want to do each string dot each character. We're going to do, so we're going to make this a loop, so we're going to put an end here. And we want to know what we're going to do with it, so we're going to call this n. So each character will be called n through this whole thing. And so we want to print n, not puts, print, because we want it to continue on each line. And so if we were to just do this as is, it all outputs immediately. We do not want that, do we? So yeah, we definitely do not want that. We will add a, what should I call it? Just, you know, a wait thing. So SLT, I'm just calling this like something sometime. Oh, string length. I don't remember what I called it, but it's a something you can call whatever I want. I wanted it something sweet and short, just like this. And now ANIM, because I'm going to be using this a lot. And the string, you can call this whatever you want. Basically, just rename it how you want. And so this time right in here will be the wait between the each character. I found the sweet spot for me is about 0.08. We will type in, actually just do this, sleep and SLT. So we're going to sleep a random number between 0.02 and 0.08. And so it will look something like this. You can adjust those numbers to whatever speed you want, but it's basically my sweet spot. So now that we have this, I'm going to print a new line, because after every thing we want a new line, like that. However, you see how it's just a sharp boom, boom, boom. I do not like that. After every line, let's do this again. Like that, what's it? What I do best? Bam! I put this objective table last. There's no pause between lines like I like. So this part is optional. And we basically have the typewriter text right here. I'm just going to add to this. So this is the core code. And to add what I like wait between lines and making this easier, just, you know, continue on. But SL time here. This will be the wait between lines, and I'm going to probably wind up using this in my code more often, so I'm going to put it here. Random, again, just time random between 0.5, 0.5, and 1.5, so aiming the time between half a second and a second and a half. And I am going to sleep time and end this because this is ended. And so here I'm just going to simply type in SL time. So with this, so what I do best, there's a little pause between each line, which I quite like. Just makes it more dynamic. And yes, so this is basically this. And if you liked it, good, but I have more. So I don't like typing animating every time like this. So what I do is I add a text array. So I am going to just comment this code out here. If you don't know, that's just a comment. I'm going to add an array, not a hash, or an array. I'm going to basically actually have this easier copy just in case I needed to do this. I'm going to turn each one of these into a part in an array, comma, comma, comma. And so now each line is a part in the array. And then we will literally just do text array dot each do ets and that's end. And this should go exactly like this. And I like the array when I'm using lots of lines like this. I'd rather do this sometimes, or when I have lots and lots of lines. Because if I want to edit something, it's like, oh, it's right here. This is how it's going to output as. Instead of, oh, it's right here, 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 here. It just makes this easier for me. But if it's one line, I'd probably use this. And so this is the basis between animated text and like a typewriter in Ruby. So that's really all I have to it. Yeah, so this time you can change around these times, but these are the sweet spots for me. You can tell your whatever you define this, you can define this whatever you want. But I keep it short, like ANIM, short for animated for me. That's why I just want to call it. Because if I want to call this every time, I don't want to have to type in like, oh, animated text, and then add the text. It's up to you though. And the array is also up to you. This part you can just go with, instead of using this, you can just use this right here. But it's all up to you. Cookie, the socially awkward programmer, signing off.